So I feel like we got catfished with the kill shot here. Now, if you don't know what catfish is, it's something that derived back in like the early to mid 2000s when online dating kind of started, and where people would create a profile and maybe they would use older pictures to make themselves look different than they do in present time, or they would just use a picture completely different, not even of themselves. That's called being catfished. You think you're getting something that you're not. Someone's representing themselves differently than what they actually are.
Those kind of people are the worst.
Yeah, Dave, and I'm sure you told Freya that you didn't have a body.
This isn't about me.
Anyway,
let's just move on.
The video is going to start outside. I'm going to introduce you guys to the kill shot. We're going to throw it outside. Then we're going to come back in here, and I'm going to give you guys my overall opinion on the kill shot and why I feel like we got catfished on it. So let's get into it. The kill shot by the World Axethrowing League. What's up, guys? It's Wes, the Suburban Viking. Of course, we got Dave here with us.
It's so cold, I can't feel my toes.
That's because you don't have toes, Dave. And we are from Midgard Axe. Okay, guys, so I'm bringing you the World Axethrowing League kill shot. It is very similar to the competition throwing axe. However, it is a little different, and we'll get into that later in the video. Got about a foot of snow on the ground. It is not uncommon to get snow here in Virginia on the East Coast. I'm right near the beach. It's not uncommon. We get snow pretty regularly, but getting a foot, that's not common. Now, I will tell you guys, this thing is pretty heavy, and it's not something that I really want to be nimble with anyway. So I'm just going to set up for single, doubles, and triples and throw with you, staying stationary and giving you my opinion on how well it flies. I'm not going to be able to run around anyway in a foot of snow. It's going to be a little hard. So we're just going to set up like I think most people would do with this throwing axe here, and just kind of tell you what I think about it. It does mimic the competition throwing axe by the World Axethrowing League, but later on in the video, I'm going to tell you guys why it's so different. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Dave, and he's going to give you the specs on this thing, and then we're going to start throwing it. And yes, and in this one, guys, I'm going to take you along with me on the journey of throwing this thing. So Dave, take it away.
The kill shot has a 1045 carbon steel axe head with a bit length of 3.5 inches. The handle is made of molded fiberglass, and they say it comes in at 17 inches. However, our axe came in at 16.25 inches. They say the entire axe weighs 2 pounds and 2.5 ounces. However, on our scales it weighed 2 pounds and 7.1 ounces. Priced at $54, I feel as if someone tried to improve the competition throwing axe on this one. But is it good enough for axe throwing? Let's watch and see.
So first impressions on the kill shot, I will tell you, it does feel a little heavy. I think this would be a really good throwing axe to kind of set up stationary and throw without moving around. It doesn't feel very nimble to me. It feels like a really hard-hitting stationary throwing axe. So that's how we're going to treat it. I'd probably treat it that way even if there wasn't any snow on the ground. Also, I will tell you, I haven't thrown it yet. The handle's not even wet, and this thing is really slick. So I'm going to have to bear down with my grip and keeping this thing under control. I've yet to throw it, as you can see. So I'm a little warm. I kind of stretched a little bit. So let's take the first throw on it, see how well we do with it. Kind of slipped there a little bit. It feels pretty good out of the hand. I was aiming a little to the right of the bullseye. So, you know, it's not bad. If I didn't tell you guys before, the kill shot here not only has a fiberglass handle, but it sat on the handle with epoxy, which is a different fit for most of the World Axethrowing League throwing axes. So I'm interested to see if this is going to hold up. Usually epoxy is pretty good. As you guys know, I use a lot of epoxy on my throwing axes, but we'll have to throw it and find out. And you'll have to warm up with me, guys. I've only thrown it twice, so hang in there with me until we get warm. But we're going to throw it and find out, aren't we? Oh, that one felt good. That one felt good. I am trying to keep my balance out here. There's about like 2 or 3 inches of ice underneath this snow, and I'm sliding everywhere, so I gotta be careful. But that feels pretty decent, pretty good. There we go, there we go. Now we're getting into it. I will tell you guys, the bit and cheeks on that one are way thinner than they were on the competition throwing axe. I don't know if I'd be able to stick it. Everything's kind of frozen right now, so we're gonna test that bit and see how well it does in kind of frozen wood. It's not, you know, like a block of ice, but it is pretty hard. More hard than it normally is, but let's throw it again. We're sinking about all the way to where the paint starts. So that's where we're sinking at. So we're sinking probably a little over an inch, maybe 1.25 inches into the target. But that wood is pretty hard, guys, from being wet and frozen. But not bad. Sinking to about where that line's at, where the paint is from the bit. So not bad. I'm sliding like a son of a gun. I go to throw and my foot just goes. I really do enjoy testing myself in weather like this. It brings a different throwing experience, and it makes throwing axes a little different, which is always nice too. There we go. Let's get that right side. That right side needs some love. It's kind of bigger than the rest of the target. There's more coming out. I will give you some advice, and you can take it or leave it. This is what I like doing. When I come outside like this and I start warming up, I'm not really worried about accuracy at the beginning. I'm just trying to get my arm warmed up, and then I'll kind of worry about accuracy as I get going. My arm's cold. It's cold out here. I need to get in the groove first. So it's okay to throw around the target a little bit until your arm warms up, and then we can hone in on that accuracy. So, not a big deal. I will tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the bit. It is pretty sharp. So we didn't even have to sharpen it. I just took it right out and started throwing it. Right in the face. Dave likes those, don't you, buddy? He's not even looking at the camera. Dave!
Sorry, a damn squirrel just stole my snack. Where is the hunter's axe?
Let's give that log some love there. Yeah, that felt good. That felt really good. I like that one. That one's not bad. That one feels completely different. You see the competition thrower up there on the tree? That's where it needs to stay, huh? Let's throw it into that round over there and see how well it takes that. Oh, yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. Set up for some single rotations. I'm pretty decent now, and we'll throw a bunch without talking in between, and I'll give you a bunch of throws, trying to be accurate into that center target there, and see if we can hit bullseye bunch. All right. Oh, slipped, but I got it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff there. You guys hear? I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, how hard it's hitting. That head, it does mimic a work axe a little bit. The pole is a lot thinner than the competition thrower in the back. It is a little longer, and I'll get into that later in the video, but it's not nearly as thick, but it's hitting hard. Ah, yeah, look at that, guys. Whew. Man, that thing feels good. I am sliding like I'm on a pond here with ice skates on. Man, this thing flies really well for a single rotation. It flies really nice out of the hand. The fiberglass handle, I am having to grip it a little tighter. It could be the weather, of course, but it is releasing out of my hand really nicely, and it's hitting the target really hard. We're not getting a ton of penetration, but I'm kind of chalking that up to the wood being really hard because it's wet and frozen. Like I said, it looks like it's going up to about where that paint line is, right behind the bit, but I'm not having any issues sticking it at all, which is really cool. I'm sliding everywhere, guys. Oh, that felt good. That was good. Stepping back to doing double rotations, I will tell you that it feels like it's gonna wobble. Just in my experience, kind of doing the weight test here, guys. See how it's falling towards the camera? Remember how I told you guys that every time an axe falls towards the camera like that it's going to wobble? So I got a feeling that we're going to get a lot of wobble at a double, probably even worse at triple. But let's throw it first and see how well it does. Yeah, got a little wobble in it. I can feel it already, but we're going to work with it and see how well it does. That thing is wobbling its butt off. I will tell you, from the little bit of throwing that I've done so far, this thing is kind of dull. Just my first observation. I don't like this thing for double rotations, guys. I really don't. It's wobbling a lot. As you can see the axe head, how it's hitting. As you guys saw there, I got a clean bit strike. It's just bouncing out of the target. That bit is just really dull now. Wobble to come out. Okay, so basically what happened when I got the competition throwing axe here, you guys haven't seen the video, go back and check it out. I don't care for this one. I think it's oddly weighted for beginners throwing axe, and to be honest with you, I don't think it's a great throwing axe at all, period. Even for skilled people, it's just not that great. And we talked about this previously, about the head design and the weight distribution on it. It's just not very good. So when I picked up the kill shot here, after throwing the competition throwing axe, I said that it felt better, which it does feel better in the hand. As we can see here, guys, just doing a comparison of the two. And looking at it from the top and from the back, you will see that the kill shot has a pole that is a lot thinner. You also see that the top where the axe eye is right in here is a lot thinner as well. So when I got this, I said, man, this thing feels better than the competition thrower, so it should throw better than the competition thrower. We have a fiberglass handle, which was something that I was very interested in getting into with the World Axethrowing League throwing axes, because I know they have a line of fiberglass handles. Also, too, it was really cool, they epoxied the head. Haven't thrown one of those from World Axethrowing League yet, so I was interested in this because of those two things. So when I got this and I kind of put it in my hand, I said, this thing feels pretty good. Put the competition throw in my hand, and I said, man, this thing just feels way heavier and just weird in the hand compared to the kill shot. So when I got outside and I started throwing this thing, I noticed that single rotations, I will give credit where credit's due. This thing is awesome for single rotations. It is great. Unlike the competition thrower where I said that I didn't like that at all, period. This thing is awesome for single rotations. It feels really good in the hand. It releases out of the hand very well. It's really cool. You can hit the target really hard with this thing too. And I'll explain to you why it hits the target so hard and what I didn't realize, and why I say I feel like I got catfished with the kill shot. Like I said, the kill shot was really cool. I had a great time throwing it for single rotation. I had no issues at all, even with a foot of snow outside, no issues at all, sticking the bit into the target, throwing it really hard, and being extremely accurate. I will say this thing is extremely accurate for single rotation. It hits hard in the target. However, when I stepped back to do double rotations, that's when things just went sideways. And I had to kind of step back and go, what is going on with this kill shot? This thing was wobbling its butt off. I mean bad at a double rotation, to the point to where after I got done throwing it for a double rotation, I didn't even want to take it back to triples because I kind of felt like there's no point. And I stayed at a single rotation for the rest of the video and for the rest of my throwing with the kill shot. Now, the reason why I say this thing catfished me, I'm getting to it, is because when I came back inside after filming the video, I don't know what made me do it, but I decided to throw this thing on the scale. Okay? I threw this thing on the scale and just weighing the competition throwing axe real quick. And I've already done a weight on this already, but I'll give you another one. We got 2 pounds and 4.3 ounces on the competition throwing axe. Wooden handle, really heavy head, and it still in my hand feels really heavy. Even though I've thrown heavier axes, that one just feels weird. So I picked this one up and I was like, man, this one feels better in the hand and it doesn't feel as heavy. However, this is where the catfish comes in. When I weigh this throwing axe here on my scale, the kill shot, 2 pounds and 7.2 ounces. Guys, I would have never have guessed that this thing was heavier than the competition throwing axe, especially with a fiberglass handle. Thinner pole, as you can see. Thinner eyes in the axe head. Thinner bit profile and thinner cheeks. And I'm like, what is going on here? Why is this one heavier? I will say there's a little bit difference of a design when it goes from the actual axe head eye to here. You can see it's a little bit thicker in here compared to the competition thrower. When it gets about right here, it does stay a little fatter in the kill shot. But that's why I think I had issues with it, because this thing right here is weighted really nice for a single rotation. And I'm glad it threw good for a single rotation because, like I said, I always want to walk away from a review at least saying that it's good for a single rotation. And this one is. I did some competition throws. I stepped back to do a single rotation competition-wise. I threw it, and it threw good. It stuck in the target pretty well. It did really well for a competition throw. If you got this bit really sharp and thin the cheeks down a little more, I think it'd do well. However, I will say this about throwing this thing for a competition throw-in style axe. If you use it for competition, I would pay attention to the weight on this. Just my opinion. Doing competition throws, I noticed that I had to use a lot more wrist strength because this one's a lot heavier. I'll be honest with you, I don't know this would be good for a beginner unless you're using it for two-handed. Maybe if you used it two-handed for a single rotation, that's where it would be good at. But for a single rotation, I think some people are going to have some issues throwing this competition style because of its weight. When you have the Ragnar and you have the King of Diamonds and the Ace of Spades coming in at around 2 pounds and 2 to 3 or 4 ounces, I mean, you're talking, 4-ounce difference in some of these, 5-ounce difference in some of these other throwing axes by the World Axethrowing League. I think you'd be better off choosing another one. Just like here, guys, like my butcher, this long butcher, it's 1.5 inches longer than the kill shot. As you can see here, the head's a lot bigger and, it's just a better throwing axe. This one right here, guys, weighed in at like 2 pounds and like 5 ounces, I believe. So even this one is heavier than this one. So there's that. Kind of going around and looking at some of the other axes that wobble for a double rotation. I kind of took out my Gransforsbruk carpenter's axe here. I did cut a beard into it, so it did shave off some weight. But guys, weighing this on my scale here, this one right here with a wooden handle came in at 1 pound and 14.2 ounces. So, I mean, taking a look at the two here, I mean, bit size, this one's got a little bit longer of a bit, not very long, not much longer, but I mean, just handle girth alone is a lot thicker on the Gransfors. And I will also tell you guys too, the reason why I brought out the Gransfors, if you take a look at the axe heads from the top view, they are extremely similar. Look at that pole going down past the axe head eye. They are extremely similar. I mean, they're very close. Now, I will say that the kill shot is a lot thicker right here compared to the Gransfors. As you can see, it's a lot thicker. However, I mean, if you're talking throwing wise, being very similar. I mean, you're talking 1 pound and 14 ounces compared to 2 pounds and 7 ounces. And this one right here, even though it does extremely well for a single rotation, does not feel the same as this one does. Even though this has wobble at a double rotation, this one right here is just completely uncontrollable. It was almost as bad as the competition thrower. So theoretically, if I got the kill shot, I would get it for a single rotation and a single rotation only. That's just my opinion. The handle held up really nice. The fiberglass handle held up great. The epoxy held up. I had no movement at all, which is awesome. You will get a little bit of marring on the fiberglass. If it hits a target weird or hits a sharp spot, you will have to deal with that. But other than that, it held up really nice. So I'm interested to get some other ones. I believe the Spitfire from the World Axethrowing League comes with a fiberglass handle. I do want to get one of those to see if it throws any differently. But I did enjoy it, but only for a single rotation. Now, the next thing I wanted to get into was the actual bit. Okay. Now, the competition throwing axe, I did say had really fat cheeks and a really fat bit profile. However, whenever I sharpened it, it's still really sharp. I will give it credit. It held its edge fairly well. However, on the kill shot here, not so much. I didn't throw this thing as much as I threw the competition thrower. Hear the difference? This thing is really dull for the amount of times I threw it. And I reprofiled that bit and it dulled down even quicker. That could be a manufacturing issue that probably has nothing to do with the World Axethrowing League. It could be a heat treating issue, manufacturing issue, whatever the case may be, but it was something that I noticed, that this thing got dull pretty fast. Now, I don't know if you guys have any kill shots out there. If you've noticed the same thing, please let me know. But that was one thing I did notice after throwing it for a while. I started having the bit not going as deep and kind of want to bounce off the target. So I checked the bit and I was like, man, this thing got dull quick. And that was something else I noticed too. All in all, guys, not bad. It is a great throwing axe for a single rotation. I will say that. Dave, you got anything you want to add on the kill shot here?
Can we please get away from these hardware store style axe heads? I need something more high speed.
Dave and his lovely comments. So it's giveaway time. I said I'd give it away this week, and that's what we're doing. So let's see who won the Estwing Sportsman's Hatchet. Dave, spin that wheel. Let's pick a winner. And the wheel has spoken, and it picked number one. Dave, tell them who number one is.
Wayward 544.
That's right. Wayward 544. You are the winner of the Estwing Sportsman's Hatchet. Hope you really enjoy it. Throw it, chop with it, do whatever it is you're going to do with it. However, like I always say, send me a picture or video you using this thing. I really do enjoy that. If you go into any one of my videos, in the description, it'll give you my email address. Just send me an email with the contact information, and I'll get it out to you as soon as I can. But without further ado, let's get back into the kill shot. Congratulations to the winner. I hope you really enjoy the Estwing Sportsman's Hatchet. It wasn't my favorite hatchet, but you may love it and you may put it to use, and I hope you do. If you do, please send me a picture or video of using this thing. Also, to Kent 40-aught Aldridge, who won the Condor Francisca axe. I have yet to hear from you, man. If you want the axe, email me. Email me. If you did email me, then put it in the comment section here. Wes, I emailed you. I can't find it. Maybe it went to spam. I'll check that again, but haven't heard from you, man. So I'd love to give you the axe. You just got to email me and let me know. Whoever wants to get into the next giveaway, please do. They're all random. Promise you, I don't know who half these people are that I'm giving access to. So it's not a personal thing. It's just a wheel picker thing. So that wraps up the kill shot. Great little flyer, guys, for a single rotation. The thing hits hard as hell. I will give it credit on that. Whenever I was throwing this thing, I mean, it was smashing into the target. It really was. Even though it was smashing really hard, it could have been because everything was frozen outside. Like I said, we got about a foot of snow, and it was around like 20-some degrees in the mid to low 20s outside when I threw this thing. I was only getting penetration, like I said in the video, basically where this paint line is right here. That's about how far I was able to sink it in. So like I said, about 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches penetration. Even when I was throwing it into the big log that was standing, I was getting about the same amount of penetration. So it could be because of that top cheek design right here, you know, it kind of flares out. It's going to stop it. So, you know, you could always thin the cheeks down if you wanted to get more penetration out of it, but that's what I was getting, throwing it really hard. So consider that if you're looking at the kill shot. Great throwing axe for single rotation, and I think you should probably keep it there. I wouldn't go back any farther. It wants to wobble its butt off, and it's just uncontrollable. So the kill shot. It catfished us a little bit. It did. I really looked at this head and said, man, I think this thing's going to be really cool. And I should have known when I did my weight test, like I always do, guys. Look at it. It's falling towards the camera. And like I always tell you guys when I do my weight test, when I let go, if it's not falling straight down, if it's falling towards the camera, it's indicative of wobble. And we got wobble. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for everything everybody does to make this channel what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some information on the kill shot. Like I said, great flyer for single rotation. I was going to do the Berserker. That was the next video I was going to do. However, with a foot of snow on the ground, it's not going to work with the intro I have planned. And the intro is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be. If you're into Norse stuff and you like that type of thing, it's going to be really cool. I'm going to do my best to try to be historically accurate with the information that we have with the Berserker axe and kind of incorporate it. It's going to be really fun and just a great video, guys. I enjoy doing those intros. I know some people may not care for them, but I have a really good time doing them. They're a lot of fun. And that's the whole point of this channel, is not only giving you guys information and showing my passion for throwing axes, but to have fun too. And I'm starting to find that I do like videography a little bit. I like doing cinema style stuff. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed it until I started doing it. Have no experience at all, so I'm learning as I go. But anyway, thanks for everything everybody does. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Come back. We'll do some more great giveaways. I have some great ones planned this year, and just a lot of crazy stuff coming up. If you guys saw my list of axes I'm going to get this year, I think you guys would be impressed. So, but you'll have to wait and see. Right, Dave? They'll have to wait.
Like Freya says, I have nothing but time.
That's right. That's right. But thanks, guys. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. Consider subscribing. If you're not, come back and watch some more of my videos, or go back and check out some of my older stuff. I get a lot of people asking me questions that I've already done videos on, which I love answering you guys' questions, but scroll back and check out some stuff I've done already. A lot of questions I get will be answered in some of those videos. I've already covered a lot of stuff. So go back and check that out if you want to. It'd be great. It'd help me out too. And we're going to get out of here. Time to eat. We're hungry. And kill shot. Great single rotation axe. Treat it as that. But until next time, guys, see you.
Oh no, the baby is screaming. That means she will get first dibs on dinner. Great.